delivers on its promise to give me a better night's sleep.
I can sleep all night through, and it's a miracle for me.
Mike's exclusive 3-layer design starts with a layer of MyPillow foam, providing you superior support and comfort. The second layer of transitional foam evenly distributes body weight and helps relieve uncomfortable pressure points for optimal comfort. Mike's ultra-soft outer layer is a patented temperature-regulating cover that helps keep you at your ideal sleeping temperature all night long. Unlike other sleep systems costing thousands, the MyPillow mattress topper takes comfort to a whole new level without any wires, remotes, or moving parts. Call now or go to MyPillow.com to order your MyPillow topper. Use the promo code to save 30%. When you do, Mike will give you 2 of his standard MyPillows absolutely free. That's right, 2 standard MyPillows free and 30% off your MyPillow topper today. Order now.
I personally guarantee it's going to change your bed into the most comfortable bed you'll ever own.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.
Welcome to the Water Cooler, everybody. I'm David Brody. It's Tuesday, October 27th, 2020, and you know what that means, right? First off, it's Taco Tuesday at the Brody household. Sorry, had to just lead with that. But also, sorry, Democrats, but it's now official. Amy Coney Barrett is a Supreme Court justice. The swearing in is done, even though, trust me, Democrats are still swearing about the whole ordeal today. So now what? We're going to unpack this idea by liberals of packing the court. And now we are also officially 1 week away from Election Day. The president out on the campaign trail in Michigan and Wisconsin today. A victory in at least one of those states could cement a second term. Meanwhile, Joe Biden has left the basement. He's got Georgia on his mind with 2 campaign stops in the Peach State. So is he being greedy by going after a state that should be in the Republican column? It may be a big gamble that could come back to haunt him. But first, our newsmaker, Rick Grinnell, the former director of national intelligence. Look, he's hard at work on the campaign trail right now as we speak for President Trump, especially spending a lot of time in those key Rust Belt states like we talked about, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan. And that is where our conversation from earlier today began. Rick Grinnell, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it.
David, thanks for having me.
Well, I don't even know if you know what city you're in at this point. You've been doing a lot of campaigning. Let's go to the Rust Belt states for a moment, because I know you spent a lot of time in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania as well, and of course Michigan is in there too. What's your lay of the land? What do you think is going to happen on election night, Rick?
Look, I think that we're going to win Pennsylvania. Let's talk about that for a little bit. We're doing really well in Scranton. We're doing really well in all the Republican areas. I think Republican areas of Pennsylvania, which are traditionally red, I think they're going to go blood red. And that's how we won in 2016, is to really increase those numbers. And we're also working really hard in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. I'm doing a ton of events there. I know a whole bunch of other surrogates that are there. The president was just in Pennsylvania in 3 different spots. We also have a fantastic candidate in one of the really tough swing areas out near Pittsburgh, Sean Parnell. He's really running a fantastic race. He's going to help the president because Republicans are being identified there, and he's doing a great job. The other candidate, Jim Bognett in Scranton, is going to flip that seat. I think we're going to get 2, Republicans will get 2 seats there in Pennsylvania, maybe even 3. Mm-hmm. But I think that our candidate in Scranton and our candidate in Sean Parnell out near Pittsburgh is really going to make a fundamental difference in those 2 areas.
Rick, with Wisconsin and Michigan, you talk about Pennsylvania, you feel confident there. What about Wisconsin and Michigan? Is there a sense that Wisconsin might be the, if not easier play, the one that might be able to get you over the hump there?
Yeah, we won a little bit bigger margins in Wisconsin than Michigan, if I recall. And so I think I'm spending a lot of time in Wisconsin. We've had some great Republican leaders in the past who are all in. Wisconsin's looking good to me. I think that there's a really good working class group of people. The other group that I'm seeing that are really excited about President Trump this time are Serbian Americans and Albanian Americans. We've worked hard on the Kosovo-Serbia issue. Donald Trump has got a historic agreement. He's been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize because of his work negotiating this economic normalization package. I've been throughout Wisconsin a couple of times, and particularly there are a lot of Serbian Americans in Wisconsin, probably the state with the most Serbian Americans. They're really excited about Donald Trump this time. What he's been able to do, compare it to the Obama-Biden 8 years of really ignoring the Balkans, ignoring Serbia and Kosovo. That's pretty historic, and they recognize that. You've also got to understand, David, is that I've never seen a Republican get first and second generation Americans like Donald Trump. These Americans have come to the U.S. because they were concerned about fascism and totalitarianism in their own countries. They left it. They also recognize it in this country in the simple forms and in the early stages. They see the progressive left and what's happening, and they are the first warning signs. They are screaming to Americans who are complacent that you are always one generation away from losing your freedoms. I have never seen first and second generation Americans more focused on electing Donald Trump and telling Americans to wake up. Yeah. It's almost like that analogy of the frog in the boiling pot, where Americans are not sensing what's being turned up on them, and the heat is getting hotter, and those who jump in from being on the outside immediately say, hey, this water is really hot, you should pay attention. And that's exactly what we're hearing from first and second generation Americans.
Well, Rick, what a great transition. Speaking of hot water, to talk about Hunter Biden for a quick second and Joe Biden. I know the campaign says, look, this isn't so much about Hunter Biden, everything we're hearing. It really is about Joe Biden. And I'm wondering what you think is going to potentially drop. Is there anything more that we should expect in the next week? Or are there certain crimes that Joe Biden potentially could have committed here in what we're seeing with these emails and the like?
Look, I think it's obvious when you look at these emails that there is some very concerning facts that have come out, and the reporters need to look at this. Joe Biden has gotten richer while he's been in office. That's just a fact. While he's been a politician, he has gotten wealthier. Donald Trump has gotten poorer while he's been in office. I mean, he gives up $1.6 million, $400,000 a year times 4. Donald Trump has just said no to $1.6 million. But when you look at these Hunter Biden emails, there's no question by any rational review of these emails, there is no question that Hunter Biden was selling access to Joe Biden, and that Joe Biden's brother and son Hunter were clearly doing work to save money for Joe. Now, the question whether or not reporters are going to dig deep and ask Joe, did you know about this? Did you know that they were saving money for you? Mm-hmm. Did you help? Because we have seen evidence of Joe Biden saying he didn't meet with these individuals and then finding pictures, or Joe Biden saying he didn't know anything about it. And Hunter Biden's business partner steps forward and says, that's not true. I've been around Joe Biden where he's talked about these issues. And so now I understand that there's some recordings that are going to come out of attorneys from Joe Biden and Hunter Biden saying really terrible things in audio that prove that they knew all about this scheme. And so reporters are really disappointing me right now with their lack of interest in the facts. Washington, D.C. press corps has a real problem. They have a credibility problem with the American people, and they're going to have to overcome it somehow. I'm not sure how, but they're going to have to start pursuing journalism rather than doing advocacy like they're doing now.
What can you tell us about these recordings? This is what you're hearing, or is there no reports out there about these yet, are there, the lawyer recordings?
So I've heard that this is part of what's coming from a couple of reporters tonight.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we'll all find out, I guess, at the same time, so to speak. And let me ask you about the Durham Report. We're not going to get the Durham Report, obviously, before the election. How concerned are you about the fact that we're not going to get those answers before the election, Rick?
Yeah, look, this is one of the frustrating parts because for me, there's a lot of evidence that shows that early on in the whole Russian collusion hoax and investigation, early on in 2016, there were career intelligence officials who said that this information was coming from the Russians, was not correct information. It was Russian propaganda from the beginning. Mm-hmm. It was slinging mud at Donald Trump from the Hillary Clinton campaign, eventually from the Steele dossier. When career intelligence officials knew that this was mudslinging by Hillary Clinton against Donald Trump, you have to ask yourself, why is it that the political appointees under Obama allowed this misinformation, these lies to go forward, and they silenced those people who were raising red flags? And I think there's no other answer than to say they were super interested in having somebody take on Donald Trump. And so the fact that they were slinging mud at Trump made them look the other way, even though they knew the information was fake. That's wrong. And I think we've got to get to the bottom of exactly who pushed away these individuals, these career individuals who were raising red flags from the beginning. Some political people in the Obama administration knew, and they should be held to account.
Rick, before we let you go, I need to ask you about Christopher Wray. I know the president has expressed some concern about potentially keeping him on after the election. I mean, I guess we'll wait and see about that. But do you have concerns at all about what's been going on with Christopher Wray and some of what's coming out of the FBI as it relates to some of his testimony about Antifa and some other things about Russian interference and all of that?
You know, David, you won't like this answer, but since we're 7 days away from the election, I don't think it's really fruitful to have a former cabinet official critique a current cabinet official.
Sure.
So let me dodge that question, but let me say something on the broader issue. I think it's incredibly important that President Trump select a cabinet and select staffers and political appointees who believe in his agenda and who come from the outside. I don't believe that the president should appoint anyone who has a Washington, D.C. address on their resume. I think the insiders have proven to be problematic. We're trying to change Washington, and we need to go with outsiders.
Fair enough, Rick. Rick Grinnell, good luck there on the campaign trail, and we'll talk to you after the election. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, David.
A wide-ranging interview with Rick Grinnell. By the way, I basically just gave myself a compliment. Hey, by the way, did you notice he said secret recordings with Hunter Biden? You might want to check this out later tonight. I believe that's coming somewhere. Maybe not necessarily on this network, but check around, especially on justthenews.com later this evening. Just giving you a tip right now. Back in a moment with Evan Mcmullan.
Stay tuned to get a free pan from Granite Stone. Stuck on eggs, burnt on batter. You can scrub and scrape, but you can't escape the nightmare of your sticky pans. Introducing the Granite Stone Pan, the all-new durable non-stick pan. No butter or oil needed. Watch, we melted down these sticky candies in Granite Stone, and it just doesn't stick. We cooked a half a dozen eggs, bacon, cheese, and tomato breakfast with no butter or oil, and it just doesn't stick. Look, caramels, chocolate, and cheese. Unreal for any other pan, but not for Granite Stone. It just doesn't stick. Granite Stone will be the last pan you'll ever need because it's pressed from a solid aluminum disc for even heat conduction, then coated 3 times with our durable Granite Stone finish. Granite Stone is metal utensil safe and won't scratch. And talk about non-stick. This salmon cooked skin side down with no added butter or oil just doesn't stick. This steak is perfectly seared just like the pros. And because Granite Stone is oven rated to 500 degrees, we bake this upside down pan pizza to perfection, and it just doesn't stick. Fire Flambe Delicious Cherries Jubilee. Plus it's PFOA free and 100% dishwasher safe. Call or go online to get your Granite Stone pan for the special TV discount price of just $19.99. Granite Stone is so durable it comes with a 10-year warranty. And with every order, you're going to get a Granite Stone single-serve egg pan absolutely free. free. It's the perfect size for personalized eggs, omelets, or frittatas that slide right out. It makes the best bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich quick. Yours absolutely free. We'll even ship your entire order free. That's right, free shipping. You get it all an incredible value. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-850-0237. That's 1-800-850-0237, or order online at buygranitestone.com. That's 1-800-850-0237. Call now.
If you're over 50, imagine you could turn back the clock on your stiff, achy joints 10, even 20 years. Imagine you could do this without products that just temporarily hide the symptoms and may have side effects. Imagine no more. Get your complimentary sample of Instaflex Advanced just by texting JOINT to 231231. Instaflex Advanced is different because it targets the root cause of joint soreness and stiffness. It doesn't just cover up symptoms. Instead, it bathes your joints in its unique combination of 5 key natural ingredients found in no other product. Key ingredients backed by 5 clinical studies. Instaflex Advanced is so powerful, you could have better knees in just 1 week. Maybe that's why it's #1 at GNC. But you can only get your complimentary sample by texting JOINT to 231231. Plus, text now and we'll include a tube of Instaflex pain cream with its exclusive oxygenated oil for fast-acting relief from the pain of arthritis, backaches, and sore muscles, absolutely free. Text JOINT to 231231.
Welcome back, everybody, to the water cooler. Trump, Biden, we're 1 week away. Not a huge third-party candidate, if you will, this time around, at least someone that hasn't gotten the exposure like our next guest did in 2016. Joining me now, Evan Mcmullan, who ran for president as an independent back in 2016. And Evan, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Great to be with you, David.
Well, Evan, sum it up for us. We're a week away. Trump, he doesn't change at all. He never changes. And Biden, hasn't done as much campaigning, so I wonder if that's going to potentially hurt him. What's your sense of where this race is going?
Well, the polls have showed Joe Biden with a significant lead over the course of multiple weeks. Of course, in some polls, that lead is tightening. In my mind, that's not a surprise. You have undecided voters who become decided voters. And especially with many people voting early because of the pandemic, they have been making their decision a little bit earlier. The polls are tightening. It's looking like more of a race. I think Biden still has the lead in most polls. I think that, frankly, he's done a better job at building a cross-partisan majority, probably, to win this race. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's very, very close.
Polls are indicating, because I have seen a lot of that momentum out there for Trump. I mean, it's MAGA Nation and all of that. And I know Joe Biden says that, these rallies, he's not going to hold these big rallies. He says he could draw huge crowds. I'm not convinced necessarily he could, not like Trump. But why do you think that Trump might potentially be able to pull off another potential miracle here?
Well, I don't know. I mean, like I said, he's down in the polls, and I'm not somebody who has a ton of confidence in polls, so I sort of view them as directional indicators, not absolute indicators of where people are. And also, people respond to polling questions differently than than when they actually make voting decisions. And so it's just hard to say. I personally, if I were running for any office in this cycle, I wouldn't be doing large events. You'd put yourself as a candidate at risk. You'd put the voting public at risk. I just wouldn't do it. But I know that the two campaigns have differing views on that. Obviously, President Trump is holding rallies, and Biden has chosen not to. Trump has actually gotten the coronavirus, and thankfully he survived. Biden has avoided contracting the virus, and he's probably done so by avoiding large events. And so, that's what I would do. And I'm not sure if the large events are indications of support, are indications of a winning possibility, a winning strategy for the president or not. I think the crowds have diminished somewhat in this campaign cycle versus the last campaign cycle. Mm-hmm. Whether that translates to voting numbers either, I don't know. We'll just have to see.
Evan, do you think this is a referendum on Trump on COVID only? I mean, I know it's the big the big elephant in the room, if you will. But I mean, is it just COVID or is it just Trump fatigue? What do you think might be President Trump's undoing if he ends up losing next week?
Yeah, David, I think the coronavirus is a really big deal, but it's not just the coronavirus. It's that the coronavirus pandemic has included with it, a lot of economic devastation in the country. We've got 8% unemployment, and that doesn't really even tell the full picture. Axios did a story recently where they showed that 46% of white Americans over the age of 16, only 46% have jobs that pay them $20,000 or more a year. For Black Americans, it's only 40%. So the story is that we've got 8% unemployment. That only includes people who are pursuing work still, and then it cuts out people who have some job, even if it's low paying. But the story is that we've got an immense amount of people who, about 23% of the country, that is either unemployed or underemployed due to this pandemic. And I think the president's failure to respond appropriately to it. I think the economic factor there is just as big of an issue for Trump as the health crisis.
But Evan, I would say this, that you cite those figures, but of course that is after COVID and this idea that Democrats and many liberals actually wanted pretty much somewhat of a complete shutdown of the economy. It's Trump, if anyone else. I mean, Trump's the guy saying, let's open things up and let's get back to normal. So, I mean, it is Democrats, for the most part, that have wanted more of a lockdown than Trump. As a matter of fact, Trump has kind of been exactly the opposite. Like, let's get the economy going again.
Yeah, that's right. And that's an important point to make. And I know a lot of people see it that way. But what I would say to that is, some sort of, if we had taken stronger action, or let me say it this way, the sooner we take stronger action to get this pandemic under control, the sooner we can reopen. And I think that's what we hear the Democrats saying is, hey, let's take strong action now. Let's get this under control. Let's beat it and let's get back to work. Trump's approach is a different one, in which he's saying is you represented, and as I would say, he's saying, look, let's keep working through this. Yes, we're going to lose some life. You hear a lot of Republicans, my fellow Republicans, saying that. Yeah. But we got to keep working. The problem is it just goes on and on and on and on, and the economy just can't sustain that. We're hearing Allstate and Disney and so many other major companies announce new. Meanwhile, Congress is, and the president have not reached an agreement on more stimulus, and we're broke anyway, so that's tough. So we've got to beat this thing. The sooner we beat it, the sooner we get back to work, and the sooner we get back to thriving as a country. And we need a plan to do that.
Evan, I got about 30 seconds left. You ran for president in 2016. You got some good traction there for sure. Now the country, 4 years later, what do you make of where this country is today? Why you might not wanted to? Why you didn't want to run this time around? And give that to me in about 30 to 45 seconds or so.
Sure, David. And I know we may disagree on this, but I'll just speak candidly and say that I continue to believe that Donald Trump is unfit to be the leader of the Republican Party and the leader of this country. I believe we're suffering the consequences of that now. And I believe the country and the GOP are going to be much better off if we can move past this Trump period in our history. And I sincerely hope we do that. Let's recommit to our founding values as a party and as a country. And let's move forward. Let's find common ground with each other and move forward, solve problems, have, active, debates where we need to. But let's get this country on track.
Evan Mcmullan, always a pleasure to see you. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you, David. Talk soon.
All right. That's Evan Mcmullan, who ran for president back in 2016, and he's got a few opinions. You know what I'm saying? Speaking about a few opinions, Paul Farhi from the Washington Post, the media critic there, has got a few things to say. We'll talk about the media and Trump when we come back.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I guarantee you they'll be the most comfortable sheets you'll ever own.
With the Giza Dream Sheets, I'm getting the best sleep of my life.
They are so soft and smooth. I never slept so good.
I fall asleep faster because I'm actually comfortable.
I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable, which is why I can give you my full 10-year warranty. But I didn't stop there. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. I guarantee you the first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now. MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors and will be the softest, most comfortable sheets you will ever own. Use the promo code and get 2 for 1 low price, plus free shipping. Giza Dreams are made with the finest, most sought-after cotton in the world. Giza cotton was once reserved for only the finest dress shirts, but is now available in Mike's Giza Dream Sheets. They feature a beautiful silky sateen weave that helps keep you cool and comfortable all night long.
With the Giza Dream Sheets, I'm getting the best rest of my life.
I love my Giza Dream Sheets.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Use the promo code and Mike will give you a very special 2 for 1 low price and free shipping. That's right, get 2 for 1 low price and free shipping. Call or go online now.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
So Frank, you have a big hurt. Why do you need Nugenix? After 40, a guy loses free testosterone. Even me. I couldn't stay in shape like I used to.
Frank! So does Nugenix really work?
Oh yeah, my workouts are incredible now. I'm feeling stronger, more energetic, with a lot more drive.
Frank. So say I knew someone who should try Nugenix. How does he do that?
It's easy. Just send a text to get a complimentary bottle.
Frank's right. Now you can claim a complimentary bottle of award-winning Nugenix by texting BUFF to 42424. Its unique formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help a man feel stronger, leaner, more energetic, and more passionate. Text BUFF to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of new Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. That's BUFF to 42424.
Welcome back, everybody, to the water cooler. All right, time now to get a little bit of a breakdown with Donald Trump and the media. I mean, we could talk about Donald Trump and the media until, let me just say it, I'll say the word, Armageddon, or whenever that's going to happen. Anyhow, joining me now, Paul Farhi with the Washington Post, the media critic there. Paul, great to see you, and thanks for coming back on the show.
Likewise, David. Always good to see you.
Well, I want to start with, shockingly, a Trump tweet. What else is new? Let's put this up on the screen. He's talking about COVID, and I'll read it to you. Here's what he says. All the fake news media wants to talk about is COVID, COVID, COVID on November 4th. You won't be hearing so much about it anymore. We're rounding the turn. Once again, obviously, he's making this argument that the media does want to talk about COVID a lot, and I understand why the media wants to talk about it, because this just in, it's a kind of a huge deal. But he does say that the media is doing this, let's be honest, or at least the way he sees it, they're doing it because they're trying to get Trump, and they feel like negative COVID coverage will lead to his potential demise. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I'm not buying that for a second. David, when the history of 2020 is written, the story is only going to be about COVID. And we're now approaching 250,000 deaths. We've got millions of people unemployed. It is the biggest story not in a century, but in quite a number of decades. So you are going to hear about it on November 4th, 5th, 6th, and into December and next year. He's just wrong about that.
Let's go to the campaign for a second, Paul, and talk about these Trump rallies. I mean, what is your sense? I'm not quite sure what to make of all of this. We see a lot of momentum there, but we know that Joe Biden is playing it safe because of COVID. Though today, Biden suggested that he would have big rallies too. I'm not sure he can get the rallies, though, that Trump can get.
Well, I think in the last week before the election, you got to go all out. And Biden has tried to downplay his appearances and to do so in a way that protects him and his supporters from exposure to the virus. But, it's all out now. There's nothing left, and he's got to go and do the things that get him elected, because after November 3rd, it's not going to matter particularly.
Yeah, I want to ask you a little bit about what Trump has to face from a media perspective. And shockingly, I'm going to talk about Drudge, the Drudge Report. As you might imagine, I see you chuckle there, and I do the same thing. I mean, what has happened here? What is your sense of Drudge going negative? As a matter of fact, Donald Trump tweeting about it, saying this: Drudge is down 61% since he went liberal and or crazy, heading to oblivion. I don't know about the 61% figure, but I do know, at least from the New York Times, they say the Drudge Report's down about 40% plus. What's your sense of what's happening with Drudge?
This is a dispute or a feud that goes back to last year. I wrote about this last year when Drudge seemed to turn on Trump, and maybe not turn on him so much as become more skeptical about him. They didn't put up the headlines that he would have liked. And it goes back to the middle of the summer of last year, and it's continuing. And Trump feels like Drudge should be his ally. Drudge obviously feels otherwise. And I don't know about these traffic statistics, by the way. Drudge has his own servers, and he keeps a log on his website. And if you look at it, the number of people accessing the site literally goes into the billions each year. So a lot of people are looking at Drudge. Whether it makes any difference in terms of influencing them, I don't know. But Drudge is a huge traffic generator. And 61%, I'm not sure about.
You mentioned the influence that Drudge has. I mean, he clearly has influence on the conversation in America. What about, though, as it relates to Donald Trump and his campaign? I mean, they kind of rely on that positive energy off of Drudge, and they're not getting it this time around. I wonder if that has some, I mean, it's hard to tell, but I wonder if that has some sort of effect, Paul.
Well, again, I mean, Drudge reaches a lot of people, and, it's amazing because they don't do any real original reporting. They just link to other people's reporting. And I think, again, that back in 2016, Trump felt Drudge was an ally. And in fact, if you look at the headlines that Drudge posted back in 2016, they were very favorable to Trump. They played up Hillary's emails and all of that. And he felt that they should be loyal. I think Trump sees it the other way. And again, this turn has been a long time in coming. They were kind of anti-Trump, or at least skeptical of Trump, starting last summer.
Yeah. Hey, I want to ask you about Jeff Zucker over at CNN. There's been some reports about him potentially exiting. We're not quite sure exactly what's happening. What do you make of Zucker's tenure at CNN? And you think it's over, or any sense of what might happen in the future with him?
I don't know is the first answer. The second answer is that CNN has been extremely successful from a financial perspective. Trump is always trashing their ratings, and their ratings have fallen, or at least have come in behind MSNBC's and Fox's. But as a business enterprise, CNN is very successful, and Zucker gets credit for that. There have also been some reports that AT&T, which owns Warner Media, the parent of CNN, is interested in selling, or is interested in entertaining offers for CNN. So that those two reports might come together. But again, I think Zucker's got a pretty good record to run on a straight up business perspective. CNN is among the most profitable enterprises in the world as far as the media goes. The most profitable enterprise, by the way, is Fox News.
Yeah, Paul, less than a minute left, but it seems like CNN and Zucker have been good for Trump. Good for business. Everybody talks about Trump being good for CNN and cable ratings and all that. I wonder if it's also the reverse. I mean, I wonder how well Trump has done here. Zucker, he plays Zucker and CNN off pretty well to make hay.
Well, remember the history of Zucker. He was the executive at NBC who put The Apprentice on the air and made Donald Trump's political career. At CNN in 2016, he made the decision to put on Trump's rallies end to end. Got a lot of complaints from Republicans, too, about that, and helped make Trump a big factor. So, it's hard to say that CNN is truly anti-Trump when a lot of his political rise comes back to the CEO of CNN, Jeff Zucker.
Yeah. Paul Farhi, always great to see you, and great insight. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, David.
All right, Paul Farhi. I really enjoy the conversation. I kind of geek out when it comes to media stuff. And then Trump and media, I mean, come on, that's the bread and butter, if you will. Definitely Paul's bread and butter. All right, when we come back, the Supreme Court and ACB, have you heard? RBG has been replaced by ACB, and that was done pretty much ASAP by the Republicans. And that's all the initials I have for you today. But when we come back, we'll have a discussion about it. Back in a moment.
Stay tuned to get a free pan from Granite Stone. Stuck on eggs, burnt on batter. You can scrub and scrape, but you can't escape the nightmare of your sticky pans. Introducing the Granite Stone Pan, the all-new durable non-stick pan. No butter or oil needed. Watch, we melted down these sticky candies in Granite Stone, and it just doesn't stick. We cooked a half a dozen eggs, bacon, cheese, and tomato breakfast with no butter or oil, and it just doesn't stick. Look, caramels, chocolate, and cheese. Unreal for any other pan, but not for Granite Stone. It just doesn't stick. Granite Stone will be the last pan you'll ever need because it's pressed from a solid aluminum disc for even heat conduction, then coated 3 times with our durable Granite Stone finish. Granite Stone is metal utensil safe and won't scratch. And talk about non-stick. This salmon cooked skin side down with no added butter or oil just doesn't stick. This steak is perfectly seared just like the pros. And because Granite Stone is oven rated to 500 degrees, we bake this upside down pan pizza to perfection, and it just doesn't stick. Fire Flambe Delicious Cherries Jubilee. Plus it's PFOA free and 100% dishwasher safe. Call or go online to get your Granite Stone pan for the special TV discount price of just $19.99. Granite Stone is so durable it comes with a 10-year warranty. And with every order, you're going to get a Granite Stone single-serve egg pan absolutely free. It's the perfect size for personalized eggs, omelets, or frittatas that slide right out. It makes the best bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich quick. Yours absolutely free. We'll even ship your entire order free. That's right, free shipping. You get it all, an incredible value. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-850-0237. That's 1-800-850-0237 or order online at buygranitestone.com. That's 1-800-850-0237. Call now.
This is the kind of card that has America talking. With it, people with Medicare are getting all-in-one coverage for their doctor visits, hospital care, prescription drugs, and more. This kind of insurance, called Medicare Part C, may also cover dental care, eyeglasses, hearing aids, fitness programs, vitamins, even healthy meals and rides to the doctor. With this kind of coverage, you do not need a Medicare supplement insurance plan. You will access your benefits through your Medicare Part C plan for one low and oftentimes $0 monthly plan premium. You deserve to get the most from your Medicare benefits. Call now for free information that may help you get more coverage for less money. There is no obligation to enroll. Whether for yourself or someone you love, call the number on the screen now. Call now.
Welcome back to the water cooler, everybody. So there she is, ACB, Amy Coney Barrett, the new Supreme Court Justice of the United States, one of 9 now. And by the way, when liberals say it's a 6-3 conservative majority, don't buy it. John Roberts is a total wild card, so it's really more like 5-4. We'll get into that in a moment. Here's some of Amy Coney Barrett from last night.
I have spent a good amount of time over the last month at the Senate, both in meetings with individual senators and in days of hearings before the Senate Judiciary Committee. The confirmation process has made ever clearer to me one of the fundamental differences between the federal judiciary and the United States Senate. And perhaps the most acute is the role of policy preferences. It is the job of a senator to pursue her policy preferences. In fact, it would be a dereliction of duty for her to put policy goals aside. By contrast, it is the job of a judge to resist her policy preferences. It would be a dereliction of duty for her to give in to them. Federal judges don't stand for election. Thus, they have no basis for claiming that their preferences reflect those of the people. This separation of duty from political preference is what makes the judiciary distinct among the three branches of government. A judge declares independence not only from Congress and the president, but also from the private beliefs that might otherwise move her. The judicial oath captures the essence of the judicial duty. The rule of law must always control.
Amy Coney Barrett confirmed. I was waiting for her to just be like, here you go. Here's what's on my notepad tonight, folks. Let's get some insight now from Denise Harley, Senior Counsel for Alliance Defending Freedom. Denise, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it.
Hi, David. Glad to talk with you about this. Very exciting.
Well, yeah, not only exciting, historic, and for sure tilting the court in a certain way, potentially conservative. I say potentially because, I mean, a lot of folks talk about John Roberts. I mean, he's a bit of a wild card, and maybe that's being nice to say a wild card at this point. What's your sense of how this is going to look going forward, Denise?
I think one of the most important things Justice Barrett has expressed during her confirmation hearings and then in the speech, as you just played, is that her understanding of the duty of a judge or a justice. And she said it's the judge's job to resist her policy preferences. And that's the kind of thing that we should be looking for in all Supreme Court justices. It's not right to have a particular policy preference or agenda or even a certain judicial philosophy. We're looking for someone who has a public record, a demonstration that they understand how to apply the rule of law as it's written.
Denise, during the Kavanaugh hearings, it was scorched earth for the Democrats. This time around, we didn't see, not only did we not see scorched earth, we saw exactly the opposite. At the end, even Dianne Feinstein and Lindsey Graham hugging there at the end. Were you surprised that Democrats didn't put up more of a fight, or was there just nothing they could really do at this point?
Well, we certainly saw something different from when Judge Barrett was put on the Seventh Circuit. At that time, her religious faith was brutally attacked, even by senators. And that's completely inappropriate. Our Constitution has in there a provision that says there's no religious test for office. It's unconstitutional. And so it was nice to see most of the senators actually acknowledging that and refusing to suggest that now Justice Barrett can't function simply because she's a person of faith. The media, unfortunately, was the one that was trotting out those attacks this time, but it was good to see a collegial approach, and you could tell that everyone in the committee did respect Justice Barrett's qualifications and her very obvious intellect.
Yeah. Hey, Denise, let's talk about packing the courts for a moment. Here's my analysis. Democrats are going to do this. They're going to do it. I mean, Biden won't give a straight answer on it, which means, I mean, that is an answer, if you will. And if they get the Senate and they're frustrated because Amy Coney Barrett was rushed through the way they see it, they're going to be out for retribution. That's my take. What about you? What do you think?
And this just goes back to why it's so important that judges understand their role. The founding fathers expected the courts to be the weakest branch, and that's because it's not a branch that's supposed to be advancing and pushing its policy preferences onto the American people. In fact, most of the courts that we at Alliance Defending Freedom take up to the Supreme Court are cases where government officials in whatever capacity have tried to silence or punish or target certain viewpoints. That's what we don't need that in our court system. We need the courts to protect Americans from that. And we certainly don't need to load up with judges who are going to have a particular agenda. So I hope for the American people's sake, what we see is stability in the court system and something that we can rely on what the law says.
Let me ask you about the court overall. I mean, I get the sense from John Roberts that he doesn't want to take these large strides, if you will. He doesn't want to necessarily create social policy. At the same time, he was okay with Obamacare. Anyhow, I don't want to get into all of that. I guess my question is, where is this court going exactly? Because a lot of folks think it's 6-3 conservative, but I don't really see that at all. I think John Roberts wants to keep things pretty even.
It's always dangerous to predict or to guess at motives, but I think we know that Chief Justice Roberts is very concerned about the institution and sort of maintaining stability even in society. And so I'm hopeful that what we'll see is a court that continues to garner more and more public respect and trust. And thankfully, in recent months, the polling has shown that American peoples are starting to put more trust in the Supreme Court. And I think that's a very good thing. This is a time when Americans are cynical. We have lost trust in so many of our core institutions. And so I'm hoping that we're going to see Supreme Court decisions that allow us to kind of nod our heads and be like, you know what, this is okay. This is defending our fundamental freedoms of free speech, religious freedom, the things that America was founded on.
You think we're not going to see a David Souter here in Amy Coney Barrett? It doesn't seem that way.
You know, from everything she's expressed, she just has a very solid record of, interpreting the law as it's written. And as it's written is fundamental freedoms in our Constitution. And so, based on the track record and what we've heard her say, we think she really does understand her duty. And we are prayerful and hopeful that she will.
Denise, Harley, always great to speak with you. Thanks for the insight. It was great stuff. Thank you.
Thanks, David. Take care.
All right. When we come back, the last sip. And for Ilhan Omar, she sees it as the last battle, if you will, coming up. Biden, the progressive left. Get ready. Buckle your seatbelts.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I guarantee you they'll be the most comfortable sheets you'll ever own.
With the Giza Dream Sheets, I'm getting the best sleep of my life.
They are so soft and smooth. I never slept so good.
I fall asleep faster because I'm actually comfortable.
I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable, which is why I can give you my full 10-year warranty. But I didn't stop there. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. I guarantee you the first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now. MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors and will be the softest, most comfortable sheets you will ever own. Use the promo code and get 2 for 1 low price, plus free shipping. Giza Dreams are made with the finest, most sought-after cotton in the world. Giza cotton was once reserved for only the finest dress shirts, but is now available in Mike's Giza Dream Sheets. They feature a beautiful silky sateen weave that helps keep you cool and comfortable all night long.
With the Giza Dream Sheets, I'm getting the best rest of my life.
I love my Giza Dream Sheets.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Use the promo code and Mike will give you a very special 2 for 1 low price and free shipping. That's right, get 2 for 1 low price and free shipping. Call or go online now.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
So, Frank, you have a big hurt. Why do you need Nugenix? After 40, a guy loses free testosterone. Even me. I couldn't stay in shape like I used to.
Frank! So does Nugenix really work?
Oh, yeah. My workouts are incredible now. I'm feeling stronger, more energetic, with a lot more drive.
Frank. So, say I knew someone who should try Nugenix. How does he do that?
It's easy. Just send a text to get a complimentary bottle.
Frank's right. Now you can claim a complimentary bottle of award-winning Nugenix by texting BUFF to 42424. Its unique formula is powered by Testofen, a patented key ingredient clinically researched to help a man feel stronger, leaner, more energetic, and more passionate. Text BUFF to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of new Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. That's BUFF to 42424.
Welcome back to the water cooler, everybody. All right, so Donald Trump wants to make Joe Biden a liberal. He definitely wants to tie him into the squad, right? Ilhan Omar, AOC, all the folks, Rashida Tlaib. And of course, Joe Biden's like, come on, man, I'm not a liberal. Look, folks, I'm not a liberal. Well, tell that to Ilhan Omar, because Joe Biden may not be a liberal, but Ilhan Omar actually wants Joe Biden to very much follow the progressive left. I want to play you an excerpt from the October 26th episode of Axios on HBO. Have a listen.
A president is only as successful as his collaboration is with Congress. And we will have a cohort of progressives that are very clear about their objectives for wanting the implementation of, Medicare for all and a Green New Deal, and raising the minimum wage and not allowing for fracking.
If Biden's elected, are there any positions that you think a progressive Democrat should absolutely be in this spot in a Biden administration?
I would say all of the cabinet positions should be filled by progressive Democrats.
I think all of those positions should be filled by Democrats. I bet you do, Ilhan Omar. And by the way, so I have a list here, and I'm looking down the list. This is what the progressive left wants. They want to eliminate fracking. They want the Green New Deal. They want Bernie's manifesto for sure. They want to defund the police, or I'm sorry, my bad. Reimagine the police. Give me a break. Defund the police. But here's the problem. With Joe Biden, let me go through this list. They want to eliminate fracking. Well, Biden says, no, I'm not going to eliminate fracking. I don't know if you believe him, but that's what he says. That's against the progressive left. The Green New Deal, he says, I'm not for the Green New Deal. That leaves an opening for Trump, and that could be MAGA Part 2. Back in a moment.
Do you have any idea how your mattress affects your body and how well you sleep? Is it too hard or too soft, causing you to wake up with sore shoulders, back, or hips? Are you uncomfortable because you're too hot or too cold? Now you can get the total body support you need and the better sleep you want with the new MyPillow mattress topper.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell. When I invented my new MyPillow mattress topper, I made it to have everything you'd ever want in a topper. My mattress topper helps give you the support you need, helps relieve your pressure points, and regulates your body temperature for you as an individual. It comes with a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry the cover. It's made in the USA, and I back it with my 60-day money-back guarantee.
Go to MyPillow.com or call now to get your very own MyPillow mattress topper. Use the promo code and Mike will give you 30% off and 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free. Order now.
MyPillow topper delivers on its promise to give me a better night's sleep.
I can sleep all night through, and it's a miracle for me.
Mike's exclusive 3-layer design starts with a layer of MyPillow foam, providing you superior support and comfort. The second layer of transitional foam evenly distributes body weight and helps relieve uncomfortable pressure points for optimal comfort. Mike's ultra-soft outer layer is a patented temperature-regulating cover that helps keep you at your ideal sleeping temperature all night long. Unlike other sleep systems costing thousands, the MyPillow mattress topper takes comfort to a whole new level without any wires, remotes, or moving parts. Call now or go to MyPillow.com to order your MyPillow topper. Use the promo code to save 30%. When you do, Mike will give you 2 of his standard MyPillows absolutely free. That's right, 2 standard MyPillows free and 30% off your MyPillow topper today. Order now.
I personally guarantee it's going to change your bed into the most comfortable bed you'll ever own.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Hello, I'm William Shatner, and you may not know this about me, but years ago, I was diagnosed with a sleep disorder. And like millions of others, I was prescribed sleep equipment. Did you know sleep equipment manufacturers recommend daily cleaning? That's why I use SoClean 2. It's the perfect complement to my daily routine, and it's hassle-free. SoClean 2 is fast and easy. It keeps my sleep equipment fresh every day without the need for disassembly. To keep the immune system strong, we should do everything we can to ensure a good night's sleep, including using the SoClean 2 daily to keep sleep equipment fresh. Try SoClean 2 risk-free for 30 nights. Order now and get $50 off. SoClean 2 is so fast and gives you peace of mind that your sleep equipment is fresh each time you use it. Call the number on your screen or go to SoClean2.com to take advantage of this risk-free trial and get $50 off. Call now.
Welcome back to the water cooler, everybody. All right, remember when Mitt Romney, back, I think it was 2012, he said Russia's the biggest geopolitical enemy, foe that the United States ever had or ever has. And everybody was laughing. Hilarious, Russia, what are you crazy? Anyhow, listen to what Joe Biden's saying. We got more on that. Nick Palissy, hello. Joining us now, senior reporter for justthenews.com. Hey, Nick, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, David.
What's Biden saying now about Russia?
So if you remember during the presidential debate in 2012 on foreign policy, you had Barack Obama saying the Cold War called and they want their foreign policy back because Romney was referring to Russia as the geopolitical foe, the number one geopolitical foe of the United States. And when it came to foreign policy, they were a threat. Everyone laughed, including people laughing during Biden's foreign policy address in April of that year, in 2012. People were chuckling in the audience when he mentioned this. And Biden, echoing Obama, went even further, saying that this is not 1956. You know, Romney's way off. He's a Cold War leftover. He has a Cold War mindset. But now we've got Biden on 60 Minutes saying on Sunday that Russia is the number one foreign policy threat to the United States. So it's a total flip-flop. Now, when you look at this, I think the turning point for the Democrats on Russia was when Russia hacked the DNC during the 2016 cycle. All of a sudden, in the Democratic Party, you heard leaders warning about the threat from Russia, and that has continued as a foreign policy threat. They rate them as number one. But the Republicans were ahead of the curve on this. You have Romney saying it in 2012. Republicans have been pretty consistent on the foreign policy threat from Russia, and it seems like the Democrats, in particular Biden here, have been all over the map when it comes to Russia over the last decade.
Yeah, I tell you what, the politics have changed and so have the positions, typically. Nick, I really appreciate your insight. Thanks, and we'll look for more of it, I guess, on justthenews.com, right? Is that where we find you?
That's it. You find all the videos and stories there.
All right, Nick, appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, on the show tomorrow, which is Wednesday, which is, by the way, let me wish you an early happy hump day, Wednesday. Where's the camel? Who's on the show? Tomi Lahren is on the show tomorrow. So she has a few things to say, typically. I mean, she's not an introvert, if you know what I'm saying. And presidential historian Doug Weed also will not get in the weeds. He'll be very interesting. Trust me. We'll see you on the show tomorrow on the Water Cooler.
America's favorite easy on, easy off energy compression socks just got better. Introducing Copperfit Energy Plus, the world's first graduated compression socks with a rich blend of ingredients found in the top moisturizing lotions and creams. These microencapsulated ingredients are infused into the compression fabric and are gradually released and absorbed by your movement. Motion-activated technology designed to hydrate and soften for all-day comfort. The more you move, the more Copperfit Energy Socks delivers.
I'm not thinking about that I have compression